I remember the right address.
At 15 of that. Oh, Regina's on. Who else is on? Regina. Hello, you guys. This is gonna be learning today. Y'all see me, or do I have to sit? No, I just. Oh, I see. You see that? You see right here. I hear somebody's baby.
Oh, sorry, that's mine.
Who said sorry? That's mine.
That's Regina. I'm taking care of. I've got 3 dogs and one's very vocal. Sorry, I'll get them taken care of.
All right. Okay, darling, go ahead and mute yourself. This is weird. Okay, I need a couch here. Sorry, I'm gonna change my chair because I'm not looking up like this. So let's see why.
There's nothing there though. It looks good. It's smooth.
We're just gonna figure this out.
Gotcha.
Right? This hybrid. We're just gonna figure it out. Alright, let's see you guys. If this is any better. Is that better? Yeah. Alright, gallery view. All right, welcome everyone. Hey, Alicia, Taylor, Zoya, 678-534. I don't know who that is. Hey, Grace, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Welcome to everybody behind me also. Oh my goodness. So I don't mean to turn my back towards you, but this camera is here instead of there. So, all right, we're gonna talk about pre-listing packets, the packets, and I'm gonna share it because it's on the screen. Hello, Miss Connie. And we're also gonna talk about the buyer packet, because I know it says buyer consultation, and I'll show the consultation. I want to spend more time though on the packets themselves. And the reason why we're doing the pre-listing packets is because we know the majority of agents don't know how to put together pre-listing packets. So why do you think, and this is interactive, you guys, so why do you think we send pre-listing packets to our sellers? To the sellers. To the sellers.
Preparation.
Yes, prepare them for the appointment.
So they have an understanding of what's gonna happen prior to going into it.
Can everybody hear Arshia? Arshia, do you need to use your outside voice?
Yes.
That's a good answer. Did you all hear him?
So I said, just so they have an idea of
Dorian,
what they're gonna be,
what are you doing, babe?
what we are going to be discussing prior to going to the actual meeting, so they're not.
Can you watch it for just a minute so I can eat something?
Can we mute?
Oh, you're on a call.
Alicia, please mute yourself. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Welcome. Welcome. All right. Did everybody hear Arshia? Yes or no?
No, I couldn't hear.
You could give me a digital thumbs up or your real thumbs up. All right, we have nothing. Okay, so I'll just coach to who's in the room. So here's the thing, guys. If you can, thank you for the digital thumbs up. And if you can put your real faces on, that would be so great. We have been shut up for 15 months away from each other. So to me, when I have a real person in front of me and I can see your face, it makes the coaching session go better. So I don't really care if your hair's over the place. Thank you there, Ruthby, for coming on. Just go ahead and put your face on. All right. So what is
Hey, Authurine, this is Daisha. I'm on driving, so you won't see my face, but I'm listening.
Oh, okay, thank you. And you did say that. You did say that. All right.
Yeah.
So the purpose, of course, of putting the pre-listing packet together is to give the sellers an idea of what you're gonna cover when you get there, right? That way, if they have any concerns or any questions at all, they'll write them down, because that's gonna be part of my explanation to, hey, here's a list of things we're gonna cover. Some of it might not be important to you. Make a list of the ones that are the most important to you, and then we'll cover that. It also cuts down, guys, on your listing presentation time that you spend in the property. Does that make sense? All right, good. So what is actually in the pre-listing packet? I'm gonna share one with you. And I've got one that's going around in the room, so it should be coming around, all right. And I will tell you how I have mine set up. I set mine up. Can everybody see that? Somebody please come off mute and say yes or no.
Yes, can see it.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Grace Lola. So I will tell you, when years ago, I redid my pre-listing packet, right? And I set it up, guys, so it speaks to all four this type. So if I'm a high D like I am, there's something in here for me. If I'm energetic, outgoing, gregarious, right? That's the I. Party doesn't start till I get here person. there's something in that pre-list for me. Adrian, she's a high I. So I'm gonna hand her a copy of my pre-list, right? So she can go through it, because I know what she's got, and then I'm gonna ask her what she gravitated to. If you're an S, I think Yvette is probably, yes. Yvette is an S, very steady, very caring. That's the one you run to. If she's probably was a room mom, right? Takes care of everybody. When you're selling to her, she wants to know if there's swim tennis in here, if there are other children in the neighborhood. Do we have bunco? So, and then the C, the C are your lawyers, your rocket scientists, whatever. So I've set mine up in such a way that it appeals to everybody. Any question on how I set up my pre-listed in pack? All right, no questions. Okay, so the first thing I have in mind, of course, is the pretty kind of cover. And I pulled this cover down from Michael Lewis Marketing. And then because I am a high T, I want them to know right away, what is this pre-listing thing about, right? So it's about you. When it comes time to sell your house, would you like to feel comfortable and confident that you have an agent working alongside you who's overriding priority and focus is on you? Now, is that a question that covers all this type? Everybody, I don't care who you are, you want to feel important. So that's the second page, right? The third page, of course, and if you have questions, just come off mute and let's chat, because I'm not watching the chat. So it's about
It's hard to hear you. Since you started showing your screen, your voice has got quieter.
quieter. I don't even know how to fix that, but hold on. Let's see.
The set up professional audio in the audio settings. Do you see that? Where that?
Come, little 20-year-old. I know you're not. I have a 16-year-old back here who's gonna fix it for me.
A couple of decades. But thank you.
Actually, go this way. Turn it up. Right there, in the little, turn it up. Can you grab it and turn it up?
Oh, it's good, just moving slow. Okay. It's terrible. I'm not.
You moved it a little bit, yeah. So, Grace, is this better?
Yes, and I actually think the error was on my side. Sorry.
Oh, the arrow was on your side. Let's put Grace in the waiting room. Somebody put Grace in the waiting.
I confess.
Somebody put Grace in the waiting room. Have me up here a word that is my side. Okay. We'll take her out in a little bit. Okay. So here's my easy exit, right? My commitment to you is that I'm gonna make it so easy for you to do business with me that if we don't love each other, that's a word that she would use. And if I'm not happy during the process, that's her. Here, Mrs. High I, you can just break up with me, right? So here's my cancellation. And you know what? I'm not even gonna charge you a fee, right? So that's my easy exit, my commitment to you. All these types love that, right? Okay, all right.
I didn't see that page.
Yeah, all right, communication. Now, and I'm gonna turn my slide so I'm addressing them. What is the number one complaint that the National Association of Realtors hear about us?
Communication.
Did y'all hear that? And online, unmute and tell me, what's the number one complaint? Because we talk about this all the time. And I will just sit
Communication.
here. Thank you, Grace. Now we can go on. Because when I ask the question, I'm expecting a response. So I'll just kind of sit here. When I say online, I want some online participation. So communication is right in my packet. How are you going to be communicated? And when I actually get to the house, and usually at some point, we're gonna get to communication, and I will ask the question, how would you like to be communicated to Yvette? Are you an old school person, voice to voice? Are you a texter, or do you love email? And I'm gonna write that down in my notes, so I know how to communicate with myself, all right? All right. The next thing I have in my packet is, because they're gonna get to it, is my marketing strategy. And so all of this right here comes straight out of Command, or you can go to Michael Lewis Marketing. So all of these pages are set up where you can just brand them. Up here, I've got my personal branding, which is Johnson Global. And then at the bottom, of course, you have to have your KW logo for the office. And then of course, your full contact information, okay? So I talk about the branding, I talk about where we are on the internet marketing, print media, which I explained this myself, that I personally don't use a lot of real estate magazines or books, because the majority of the readers or the buyers are online, right? So I spend a lot of time on internet marketing. And then of course, part of your marketing is your professional photography. So at this point, I will start showing my postcards, right? And I'll have others that I'll flip out, right? And I'll pull up on if I have time, because if I'm a high D, just show this to me and I'm good. If I'm a high I, then I'll open, if I'm presenting to a high I, then I'm gonna open up my computer and show them some more of my pretty listings, right? With the beautiful professional photographers. And I'll make, if it's Adrienne, I'll make a big deal of that, because I know Adrienne is a high I and she wants to talk about how her house is gonna look. And I'll talk about, I have 2 or 3 professional photographers that I use, and I do not take pictures on my little iPhone, okay? So we'll talk about that. And then of course, I'll have the cards with me. And then of course, we'll do here. Adrienne is somebody who's gonna be interested in open houses, and maybe NDS might be interested in open houses. So I'll talk about taking open houses beyond just putting a sign in the yard. I get a lot of questions when I send my pre-listing packet. Most of the times I'll get, I see you have 7-level open house, what is that? And then I'll explain it. So one of the reasons you send this out is so when you get there, they can flip to whatever page, and you can have the questions ready, and then you can address it, right? And then we'll come to the last part. After they've addressed all their questions, now it's time to ask for the contract. Social media, if that matters a lot to them, talk about your social media, KW Raw's group social media, and then just social media in general, KW itself. Does that make sense?
So when you're doing the Raw's group social media, what typically are you saying?
Great question. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, one of the reasons, did you know that KW sells most of their listings? Did you know that? You didn't? Okay. Are you interested in learning how we sell most of our listings?
Yes, definitely.
So I belong to an office, a group of 6, and we're known as the Rawls Group. We've got 6 offices, and year over year, we do more business than our next competitor. We'll do 14 billion as a group, and the next competitor with more offices than us will do about 5 billion. The reason why we do that is because we sell most of our listings. So when you sign the agreement tonight, you hear the embedded command, sign the agreement tonight. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into the Rawls group and I'm gonna say, come in soon. And I'm gonna tell them about your house. And then I'm gonna go on Keller Williams Atlanta North and I'm gonna say, come in soon. And I'm gonna tell them about your house. And before we can even get it ready, my phone is gonna be ringing. That's how come we sell most of our listings, because we tap into our network. Okay? Any questions from my peeps online? Yes, Grace, you have your hand up.
Sorry, that's an old hand up.
You're on mute.
That was from a previous discussion.
Okay, all right. It's okay, Grace. It's Monday. It's Monday.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't get this. Why Keller Williams? Because they've already bought into you. And they know the brand anyway. So most of the time you won't get that. You will get it though if they're interviewing other agents from other companies. So I have a little blurb in here about why Keller Williams. And based on who I'm sitting in front of, then I can go into why Keller Williams. This is a whole technology, teamwork. We've already talked about teamwork, the knowledge, reliability, track record. If it's a rocket scientist or an engineer and attorney, you better believe that I'm gonna talk a lot about the track record. And I'm gonna have that right there, which is the Rawls Group, we're number 1 over and over again. I'm gonna have that I'm gonna have that in my marketing consultation packet. Because remember, this stays with them. And this was delivered ahead of time or emailed ahead of time, but my marketing I have with me, right? So I'm gonna pull out the flyers and the news reports showing how the Rawls Group is number 1 over and over again, right? And you guys can take a picture of that so you have it on your phone, right? I'm pointing to the brand new one that says we've been number 1 from.
Oh, I see.
Again.
It's the banner right
It's the
there.
banner, 2013 through 2020. You got the brand new one last week. So take a picture of that, because you guys, what you do is simply marvelous. It's at the front door, okay? Because you do sell the most and you are kicking butt in this market, okay? So you can all tap yourself on the shoulder for that.
To us a week or 2 ago.
Okay, and it was emailed out to you. I think Kimberly.
Download it. Yeah, download it.
Yeah, all right, cool. And we focus heavily on our consumers. Like I said, you might not get any questions on this. If you get questions on this, I know who it is, and you know this is a high C person. Everybody has questions on this pricing, and so how much do you think I should sell my house for? If you can agree on the price, super fine. Ask for the business. Now that I've answered all your questions, is there anything else I should address? Nope. Okay, here's the contract first card. Let's sign the agreement. If for some reason If for some reason they're arguing about the pricing and you know it's ridiculous, this helps. This says, look, if we price it at market value, we are gonna get most of the people in here within the first 2 days. If you miss it though, you're gonna sit. Is that what you wanna do? Okay? So you have enough information in this packet to hit everything that's concerning them, right? All right. And then these other ones are just supporting documents of, okay, I know you want this much, but here's the thing. It doesn't matter what you paid, it doesn't matter what you need, it doesn't matter what you want, it doesn't matter what your neighbors say about the price, it doesn't even matter what another agent say, it doesn't matter if the house burned down and you had to rebuild it. Here's what the market is showing me today. And I'm okay. If you want to list it for 25, 30 grand more, that's fine. And guess what? We're going to put it in the listing agreement that if it doesn't go in this market, in this school district, because everything has a qualifier, right? If we have 40 showings and 0 offers, okay. I'm not even calling you, we're going to my price. Is that okay, Yvette?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sure is, all right, okay. And then if you're still getting pushback, then this graph is fantastic. Makes sense to the C's, right? So you see how many graphs are in here? So this one's like, for me, because I'm a D, I don't need the graphs that are coming back. I don't really need those, right? Because I can understand that. And then this I understand, no matter what you want, it's gonna matter on the buyers are gonna decide how much they pay for this, right? And this, you know who wants that, right? As an explanation, right? And then here's another one. Your C's are all over that. So do you see how the pre-listing packet is set up for everybody to feel happy that you're specifically talking to them? Okay, all right. And that's the whole idea of it. Yes,
So I have a question.
yes.
What is the best time to send the pre-listing?
All right, so right after you set the appointment, you either have it delivered. If they live down the road from you, you swing by and you pop it in the mailbox and you let them know you're gonna drop it in the mailbox. If they live out of state and you're calling out of state owners, Arshia, send them a clean digital copy of this.
The whole packet?
Yes, I've even asked, so I have a pre-list pack, because they said they were coming in town. I said, I have a pre-listing packet and I'd like to email it to you. He says, I don't use email. Can you just mail it to me? I said, fabulous. Turned up when he came to town, he had a whole bunch of agents come to him. He said, I will tell you, you represent Keller Williams well, because you're the only agent who sent me a pre-listing packet out of a whole bunch, okay? Already set myself apart from everybody else, because I emailed this pre-listing packet. I have update, every year I go in and I tweak it. Like this year I added some more charts, because here's what I realized, right? So we added all these extra charts that show graphs, because I realized the way it was set up, it was geared towards just me, because I left out all the charts, and then my assistant looked at it and said, we need to include the charts, because we want to be more inclusive with the C's. Because I'm thinking that one explanation up top, or maybe 2 of those, you should get it, but anyway, here it is, right? And all of this is important. If you've got a high C in front of you who doesn't understand why you're pricing it the way you do, you can go through all of these charts so they make sense.
I don't understand those charts.
That's right, they're not in there. The first, exactly, Adrienne. So here's yours. Here's
But when I
yours.
get there and I
Adrienne,
talk to
here's yours.
I like the
Or here, Adrian, I'm telling you, this is mine, but Adrian, here is yours. Adrian, darling, I know you wanna list this for $25,000 higher because you have to go on that wonderful vacation. I know. I would love to come with you. Oh, you said you wanna list it for 75? Oh my God, because you wanna put down on that beach house? I get it. I want a beach house too. But guess what, Adrian? You see this chart, what does it say? It doesn't matter.
Says a lot of no's.
Yeah, it says a lot of no's, doesn't it? It says it doesn't matter what you want. I'm sorry. And it, Adrian, it also says it doesn't matter what you need to go put that on the next house. You see this fine print here, Adrian? It says the buyers are gonna make their pricing decision based on comparing your property to other properties that's sold in the area. I'm sorry. So let's do the right thing. Let's list it at a price that we know it would sell for today.
But I'm
Yes,
wondering,
yes.
Yes,
Look,
list the I,
yes.
and not thinking all numbers like that, and I'm meeting with someone. What if I don't understand all this?
If you, that's a, thank you. Did y'all hear her question? Did you guys hear her question?
It's like over my head. So therefore, but I see why it's important to present all of this to someone. For me, I'm like, this is too much information. And I
Exactly.
don't care.
All right, so did you, all right, exactly. Did you, so somebody come off mute and tell me what Adrian just said.
She said she doesn't wanna read it.
Too much information.
Grace?
She said it's too much
I'm
information
sorry,
for her.
Grace. Okay, so remember Adrian is now the agent. Adrian is a high I, and she's meeting with a rocket scientist who loves the graph, right? So if I was the agent and I'm meeting with Adrian, I am presenting this after she says some ridiculous numbers to me. And then I'm just skipping, because she doesn't care about any of it. Now the reverse. She's a very high I and she's meeting with a rocket scientist. Guess what, Adrian? Here's the thing that I was taught when I came to Keller Williams. On every listing presentation, prepare like you are a high C and get ready to deliver it like you are a high I. Does that make sense?
I have a quick question. What is, this is the first time I'm doing this, so what is high I and high C and all that?
It's a personality test, and everybody falls into one of those.
Okay.
And that's the way we like to be presented too.
It helps themselves.
It helps them sell. Like if I had a rocket scientist that was presenting to me, and he comes, because they usually will come with not a flip chart anymore, but they open their computer and they have charts and graphs and stuff. You are not getting my business, no matter how good you are. No matter if you are the top salesperson in the entire United States of America. Because you're gonna sit there and for 3 hours besiege me with charts, and I'll just say, right? But as an agent who hates the charts, I have to know that I need to have them with me. And that when I'm gonna present to them, I'm gonna get their business. They're gonna ask me 10,000 questions. I'm gonna answer 10,000 like I am a C myself. And then once I get the listing signed, I'm gonna go in my car and go, ah! Right? Right, does that make sense?
So the rocket scientist will be smart enough to understand all those graphs where it looks like to me.
Yes,
Alright,
yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, and that's all you need to know. That is it, that is all you need to know. Does that make sense to everybody online? Okay, all right, so and yes, because I know you guys get it, because they're not talking back to me. All right. So, all right, flexible fees. This is, I think if I was being completely, well, I am gonna be completely honest. One of the reasons I like getting a pre-listing packet into my seller's hands before I meet with them is this chart. So that when I get there, I don't get the question, will you list it for 4%? They already know that. No.
Authurine, this is Regina. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your opinion on including any kind of questionnaire in a pre-listing package? Yes or no, pros or cons? Thank you.
Yes, I do. I love it. And it depends on the who. Okay, Regina? It depends on
I'm sorry, say that.
I
say that
said
one more
yes,
time.
yes to that question, and it depends on the who.
Thank you.
If I know that they're gonna sit down and fill out the questionnaire, and the questionnaire that goes along with this would be, all right, tell me what you love about your house, how long you've been here, what you love about the neighborhood, what concerns you about selling this house, yada, 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 yada. I have a questionnaire that goes along with this. I don't usually send it out unless I know it's somebody who's gonna sit down and fill it all out. Okay, if they're not, I'm not sending it. Okay, so here's my special rate, and usually when I go, actually it's my flexible fees. Usually when I go, they'll ask me, are you gonna charge me 7% rate?
I would love to.
And they said, not necessarily. I mean, when was the last time you got an appraisal? And I explained this, only if I can't find any comps and they don't want to pay for an appraisal, then I have to pay for the pre-appraisal, and I have to pay for the home warranty, and then I have to pay for the, what else? The inspection, and if I have to pay for a whole bunch of stuff before I even list it, well, after it's signed, then it's a 7% special rate. And normally, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, it is 6%, right? If I sell it on my own, it's like 4%. If it's your buyer, like Sally Sue from next door said, what were you thinking about? You have a sign in the yard. I told you Uncle Joe wants to move next to me. You're under contract with me, and I know you said you don't want to deal with Sally Sue on them, so you pay me 3% because it's your buyer. So in the absence of knowledge, people always go to no and push back. If you will explain all of this to them, when you say sign the contract, that this is not even a question.
So question, it's good to add that sheet on your listing agreement then?
It's in my pre-listing packet.
But
and you can put it in your marketing. That's because that's what you were asking me.
No, I'm asking you if you will put it on your exclusive listing agreement as part of your contract.
No, absolutely not. Why? Why would I do all of this?
Okay.
No, I don't.
Authurine.
Yeah.
I would like to have those terms in the document that I'm going to sign with you, the listing agreement, because I want to make sure that you will go with those numbers if those kind of situation will happen.
Okay, and what is there any reason that you would doubt that would happen?
Well, because I can call if I can save some money on the broker commission, I can start calling my friends and they might be interested and they might not have any agent.
Fair enough, we'll put it in this agreement. Done. I'm not gonna fight you.
But you just went voluntarily.
No, absolutely not, thank you. Cause this is just more writing. And remember what I said it was. All right, so what my clients say, please go ahead and put your resume in the back of here. And you know what's really nice about this? If they were referred to you by one of these people, right? So please put at least 2 pages in here. I think I have 1 page because I'm like, okay, whatever. And then, okay, so most of the time you open somebody's pre-listing packet. Let me see, this is something I pulled off online. And this, right after the picture, the first thing you see is their resume. Talking about how wonderful they are, and I have nothing against that. I have absolutely nothing against that. My personality type says my resume can be at the back of this thing because it's all about you. I like when they open this up, past the cover page, they see this is all about you. Not my resume. They don't care yet. I don't care one flip about my resume until they trust me. Right? Any questions on this before I go back to the buyer's consultation packet and what I give my buyer to take home if we're face to face? And then if we're not face to face, you know, what's in here is what you can just create like an online list of referrals. Any questions? I'm sorry to be turning my back to you guys, but I've turned my back to them, so I want to switch it a little bit. Any questions on the pre-listing packet?
So the flexible fees, I guess, is the only thing that kind of stood out to me, because I was always just still ignorant to a lot of stuff, but I guess I was just thinking, now, is this flexible piece just something you came up with, I guess, over time, based on experiences you've had with listings?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is no standard,
Yes, we don't even use that word.
Okay, because that was
We
my
don't
mindset,
use
like,
standard.
Okay.
Standard would get you in front of the commission and your hand slapped. Because we don't have any standard commission. We don't have a standard commission. You guys hear that? You understand that, right? We don't use the word standard. You are a flexible fee commission starting at 7 or 10%.
Authurine, I have a question.
Yes.
In the flexible breakdown, one of the like titles said 5%, I think, and then or 4, and then inside in the description it said like something different. Is that
you can put whatever? Listen, remember that we are all independent contractors.
right?
So you can use whatever numbers that you want down here.
Got it.
Okay, some people do. I've known of some agents who charge, yes, and thank you for catching this, because I'm gonna change it to 4. Right? Some people use 5%.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It was a discrepancy, so I didn't know if that was intentional. Yeah.
Thanks for catching. Yeah, some agents use 5%. It's like, okay, I listed this, and truly you can, Alicia, do 5%, because guess what? You get a buyer, unrepresented buyer call, and they want you to represent them as a customer. You're doing everything.
Right, you're doing the work anyway.
Pre-approved, you find an inspector, you're counseling them, you getting the breakdowns on the shoulders, you getting all the phone calls, so you're doing the work of 2 people, so you can do 5%. I have agents in here like, yeah, all my signed calls with unrepresented buyers, I do 5%. I just like 4%.
I think you may have vomited in your mouth a little bit.
I know. It's all right, you guys. It's gonna be fine.
Are you able to email this to us? Or is this on command or Michael Lewis suite?
What?
Michael Lewis.
This so that we can.
Oh, yes. So yeah, all right. So how do you copy this and make it your own? Go on Michael Lewis Marketing, and you'll find most of the information that I've pulled out, right? You'll find you will find it on Michael Lewis Marketing. You'll also find it in Command. All right. And of course, the buyer's consultation packet, right? I'm not going over the whole buyer's consultation because we've already done that. Connie Davison, who should be on this call, has the whole buyer's consultation presentation on Quantrain. Okay, what I'm gonna go over here is.
Thank you. I'm gonna listen.
Thank you. All right, see you Wednesday, same place. Oh yeah, by the way, shameless plug. We are lead generating and doing scripts practice, which is real estate conversations in this room Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays again, all right? So our power ups will not be on Zoom, they will be in person. All right, so here's your guide to your buyers, the home buying process.
I love that one.
And yes, Yvette said it, and I will say it. This keeps me focused and on point. And I use this flow chart. I have been using this flow chart for years. Years and years and years and years. It keeps me on track. All right, so here we are, we're sitting together. You're selecting me as your real estate agent. One thing I do before I do this, that's not in here, I do the ABCs of agency. And if you're not putting on the ABCs of agency, that document, you should, because Greg, which is a Georgia Real Estate Commission, says as soon as I go, hi, my name is Authurine, and you are?
I'm Asit.
Asit.
Uh-huh.
Asit, thank you so very much for coming in to meet me today at my buyers, for our buyers consultation. Was it okay to find? Did you follow my directions?
Yes.
Great. Can I give you a bottle of water?
No.
Okay, good. Let's sit in the conference room. Greg says, once I say that, I have to now say to our shit. I said, I am so excited to be helping you find your new home. And the state of Georgia, Greg, Georgia Real Estate Commission says, I have to explain to you what agency is in the state of Georgia. Have you ever bought a home in the state of Georgia?
I have.
Okay, all right. I still have to go over this, right?
Sure.
And I explain what agency is. I pull down, I put that up, all right, hand it to them, right? And it is in this buyer packet that I'm gonna send home with them, and I'll pass it around, right? So this whole presentation is in there, right? And I'll joke about it, I laugh about it, I said, I'm gonna just go over the flow chart, because all the pages after the flow chart is the explanation. And guess what? I'm gonna send it home for you. You can read it as you're lying up in bed, watching TV, it's homework, right? And I stick it back in there, and then I will pull out my ABCs of agency and understanding agency in Georgia, and I'll go over it. I'm gonna get the legalese out of the way real quickly, and then we're gonna talk about this house, okay? Right, and I go over the seller agency. I explain to them, you see a sign in the yard, that means that that man or woman has an exclusive representation, right? Because in the state of Georgia, in order for us to be considered a client, we must have a signed agreement, and here is where I plant the seed. So I don't get any pushback. So the seller and the seller's agent has a signed agreement, because that agent is representing the seller exclusive, just like you and I will have when we're finished with this consultation. We'll have a signed buyer's agreement, so I can represent you exclusively. I'm not signing whatever. At this point in my career, I don't get that anymore, right? Because I explain it and they see the value and we sign it. And when we get to it, I will pull it out at the end. After we've talked about the beautiful home, I will pull out the exclusive buyer agency. Some people sign it right away there. Some people take it home, read it, and scan it back to me. Or actually, I'll say, you can take this home and read it because it's blank. Or they'll say, no, I'll just sign it. If they want to take it home and read it, then I'll send it to them electronically. All right. So here is your guide to buying a home. And you just go over this flow chart and you explain it completely. So here is where I am making sure now that I'm staying on point here before we decide we wanna waste time for the next 3 months. I tell my buyers, I had one last week that came in, first one that came in 15 months, and I said, Mr. Buyer, I am living right here, right? Negotiating the terms. That is where I'm spending a lot of time because this is a different market. What have you heard about the market of the moment? And they'll tell me, and they go, oh my God, we heard that is crazy. And I laugh and I always correct that language because I don't want them to associate crazy with me. I said, it's not really that crazy. Is it full of opportunities? Yes, it is. You're not associating crazy with me, right? I'm the one who's gonna help you find the house. I'm the girl that's gonna help you find this opportunity. Be careful, you guys. You speak certain things into existence, right? All right. But I've said a mouthful. Any questions before I go on?
Authurine, do you have a slide for the process? Because I can't see it on the Zoom.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do, but you know what? You have to stop share from the previous one. Ah, okay, where's this thing? Share. I know, but I can't get there. Where is it? Yvette, can you shut that light off? Oh, here it is. Oh, my goodness. All right. It is coming. It's coming. All right, here we go.
No.
I'm gonna share again and
I know.
free list and buyers. All right.
Probably said because what didn't say because. Yeah. Why didn't you know?
All right. How about now, Alicia? Can you turn to that?
Yes, I can see it now.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. So here is where I spend a lot of time right here on negotiating terms, right? And we really, really, truly get into the market of the moment. And this is where, guys, I set the buyer's expectations. And you must spend a lot of time setting buyer expectation in this market of the moment. Because has it been a little bit challenging there, Yvette, to find homes for your buyers?
Yes.
All right, so we spend a lot of time. We talk about the starting price is the list price. It's like running a race, right? If you're a track star, you know that's the starting point, and you're gonna end up somewhere down the road. Do you have the nerve, right, to stomach this kind of a market? Are you okay knowing that you're pre-approved for 350, and we are probably gonna be looking at 300 to 325 to be able to get something for 350? So I spend a lot of time there. We talk about the financing. Okay. Are you able to put a larger down payment? I mean, I just kind of beat it to death. And then I say, okay, I know I've made it sound like it's dismal, but it's not. Because I have strategies that I've been using to get my buyers into houses. And I just wanted to tell you the truth about the market of the moment. So I don't need to cover all of this, because you guys know how to go through this flow chart. If you are new, there are several videos. Connie Davison has one. There's somebody else has one on Quan Train, where she covers exactly this, right? Any questions? All right, so what goes into my buyer's packet that I take home with, give them to take home?
Should we also give them the disclosure about buyers purchasing property in the seller's market? This part here.
The special steps, only when we get on the contract.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. All right, so I have in my buyer's packet, you guys, I have that, right? I have the buyer's consultation questionnaire that I pull out and I use, and this I keep. Cause it has all the questions on here. That goes, and the explanation that goes with all of this, okay? So I fill out all the questions in here, and this talks about the house and their 5 needs, 5 buyer needs, and this is in depth. Your buyer consultation questionnaire, right? And if you've never done a buyer consultation before, you can use this and do the entire buyer consultation questionnaire. I'm gonna pass it this way. And then you can pass it to the others. What else is in here? The exclusive buyer agency is in here. Your ABCs of agency is in here. And then of course I've got the wire fraud and the ABDs in here. That's my buyer packet. On the vendor side, you guys, I've got 3 vendors, and I always do 3 or 4, right? They get to choose, I don't tell them which one. And here's my script around doing 3 or 4. I say, here are 4 inspectors and 4 home warranty companies that my buyers have worked with over the years and rave about that service. And then I might say, you know, we have a vendor list in case you need other vendors like plumbers, AC people, lawn people. And these people that are on our vendor list have been vetted by the agents in the office. If our customers complain, then they are no longer on the list. Look at it and pass it around. Any questions, guys?
Where did you get the buyer's consultation question?
Oh, where did I get the buyer's consultation questionnaire? I've been in the business forever. Don't ask me where I don't remember where I got it from. And what I can do is make a copy of it for you all. Cause that takes you through that whole flow. It gives you the wording, everything in this. So I don't quite remember where I got it.
Authurine, can you send this to us on the call, or how can we access it?
I'll send it to you. Who is on the call? I'll send it to you, Alicia. If you guys will email me, I'll send you the buyer's questionnaire. Yeah. Okay.
I think Connie actually did, or I think I emailed Imani a while ago, and she sent me the entire, all the documents that was.
Oh, I don't know if Connie's still on here. You know where it is? But I'll send it out to you. And Arshia says he thinks Connie has it on Quantrain.
Yes.
She has the supporting documentation, because I think she uses the same thing too.
Imani sent it to me, that's fine.
So that's where it is?
I emailed her, she said yes, I do have it.
Okay,
She sent it.
all right. If you go to Quantrain and look for Connie Davison's video.
You'll see the video, her training.
Yeah.
Email Imani if you have her email, and then she will send you all the documents that was in the training with Connie.
Okay, great. So here's it. Email Imani, not me. Yeah. And she'll send you all the supporting documentation.
Yeah, there's several.
And there's several, says Arshia.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Any questions? We've got about 5 minutes. And some feedback, please, so I know how to make this class better the next time I do it.
I like how you read it in 2 places at once.
Because I couldn't see.
Yeah.
All right, so let me stop share and see who's here, so you guys can.
I was gonna say, for me personally, being like newer,
Yeah.
I would love something around this, but maybe verbiage that we can use. Like more so focusing on like the verbiage we can use, or the process, or maybe a setup where we can watch you do a buyer consultation, like demo.
I will do you one better. Connie Davison was and is one of the best buyer's agent I've seen around. And Yvette Barajas is one of the best buyer's agent I've seen around. Now, you just step right into it, thank you.
Thank you.
And she just stepped right into it and didn't know. So guess what I'm about to do, you guys? Yvette Barajas will be here live demonstrating the buyer's consultation, and then you guys will get a week or two in between, and then you guys will do it. Because don't you agree that the best way to learn to do something is to just do it?
Yeah.
And just do it. So Yvette and I will get together and she'll do a buyer's consultation. Thank you for that, India. She'll do it in person. And then of course, Yvette gets to judge you all in a couple of weeks when you all do it. I love it, love it.
That's great, thank you.
I'll get together with you.
I just
Yeah.
want to say, not to get my compliment.
Yes, she gets a compliment on a job. Thank you guys so much for being on. Do you have questions?
Thank you, Authurine. It's been good.
Oh, great. Get home safely with the babies. Yes, ma'am, you have a
Thank
question.
you.
No question, but just like something that helps me a lot is to use the buyer's consultation questionnaire on my first conversation with them. So I can save a lot of time on my
Yes.
face-to-face buyer's consultation.
Yes.
Okay. I will do that now.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, somebody was saying something.
That was Regina.
Oh, Regina, did you have something to say?
Oh,
No, it was Deja. All right, thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. This hybrid thing is quite interesting. I think I did okay. And you guys didn't mind me speaking, like,
No.
okay, all right, good. All right. See you guys. Stay